Welcome, everyone. I am absolutely pumped you're joining me for today's explainer because, well, we are embarking on a seriously magical journey. We're unpacking a 24-hour adventure aboard what is widely considered India's absolute most luxurious train, the Maharajas Express. Just imagine, for a second, stepping right out of your everyday routine and literally walking into a rolling palace. Through the eyes of a super fun-loving family featuring our young travelers, Gatu and Chinky, we're going to explore exactly what it feels like to live like actual royalty on the rails. Get ready for jaw-dropping amenities, incredible food, and some seriously unforgettable memories, all while cruising across the stunning Indian landscape.
Moments after stepping inside, young Gatu just completely hits the nail on the head. He says, "This isn't a train, it's a five-star hotel." And I love this, right? Because it instantly shatters basically all of our preconceived notions about train travel. Usually when we think of trains, we're picturing cramped seats, tiny little windows, and maybe a really basic dining car if we're super lucky. But Gatu's reaction perfectly captures the sheer, mind-blowing scale and opulence of the Maharajas Express. It is literally a luxury hotel that just happens to be moving.
Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly happens when a regular family spends a full 24 hours on India's most luxurious train? How does the whole day unfold? What do they eat? How do they even pass the time? Well, we are going to break down their entire itinerary step by step, right from the exact moment they arrive at the station to the second they drift off to sleep under the stars. Section 1. A Royal Welcome. Boarding the Moving Palace. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the transformation. Picture arriving at the station, right? But you're not greeted by standard ticket collectors. Nope, you're met by staff dressed in these immaculate, traditional royal uniforms, standing at attention right outside this massive, gleaming train. It completely transforms the ordinary act of boarding into a massive, grand event. The luxury is so incredibly immersive that Gatu and Chinky make this whimsical little decision right there on the platform. They decide, hey, we are no longer just Gatu and Chinky today. Oh no, for this trip, they're adopting the alter egos of Prince Gatu and Princess Chinky. It's such a fun, playful reaction to the sheer grandeur around them, and honestly, they completely commit to this royal roleplay for the entire 24 hours.
So how exactly does the Maharajas Express actually treat its newly minted princes and princesses? Well, first off, the second they step up, they're welcomed with beautiful, fresh flower garlands placed right around their necks. Then a dedicated staff member walks up and introduces himself as their personal 24/7 butler. Yeah, you heard that right, round-the-clock dedicated service. And finally, this butler personally escorts the family through the train, pointing out all these incredible little details and leads them straight to their private suite. I mean, talk about setting an absolutely massive bar for customer service.
Section 2. Exploring the Luxury Suite 5-Star Amenities.
Okay, so our royal family steps through the doors of their assigned quarters, and honestly, their minds are completely blown. We are definitely not talking about fold-out bunks here, folks. They are greeted by this massive, incredibly soft, super comfortable bed. The wall features this gigantic window specifically designed to give them sweeping panoramic views of the scenery outside. And here is the absolute kicker, an attached bathroom complete with a full-size bathtub. In fact, the luxury was so captivating that Princess Chinky spent a solid hour just enjoying a bath on a moving train. Just imagine that for a second.
Gatu was so absolutely over the moon about the comfort of this suite that he actually made this bold declaration. I could live here not just 24 hours, but my whole life. It's so great because it brilliantly illustrates how the physical environment of the Maharajas Express just completely disarms its guests. It provides a level of absolute comfort that immediately makes you feel entirely at home, yet, utterly and completely pampered at the same time.
Section 3. Dining in Mayur Mahal, a royal feast.
After everyone freshens up and, after Chinky's luxurious hour-long bath, our royal family realizes it's lunchtime. So they head out of their suite to experience the culinary magic of this train. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the options because stepping into the dining car, well, you aren't just met with one restaurant. There are actually two beautifully themed dining cars rolling down these tracks. The Mayur Mahal, which is decorated with these absolutely stunning peacock designs, and the Rang Mahal. And the cuisines? We aren't just talking about a couple of local dishes. The menus feature Italian, Japanese, traditional Indian, and more. It is literally a multinational fine dining establishment rolling right down the tracks.
I want you to put yourself in their shoes for a quick second. You sit down in this gorgeous peacock-themed dining car, and you're handed this massive menu packed with global cuisines. With so many choices, what on earth would you pick?
Would you go for a hearty Italian dish or maybe some Chinese cuisine? Our royal family found themselves completely overwhelmed, in the best way possible, by all the insanely delicious options sitting right in front of them. So, what did they do? They made the smartest choice you can possibly make in a fine dining spot. They asked the staff for a recommendation. They end up going with the chef's special Italian pasta, paired with these perfectly refreshing glasses of fresh watermelon juice. The waiter serves it up beautifully, and I mean the aroma alone is enough to make absolutely anyone's mouth water. The kids took literally one single bite and immediately declared it the absolute best pasta they had ever eaten in their lives.
Section 4. Games and Scenic Views. Afternoon Leisure.
With full bellies, the family naturally moves into the afternoon portion of their journey. Now, we often focus so much on the destination when we travel, right? But on the Maharajas Express, the journey itself is the main event. First off, there's just the incredible visual entertainment provided by those massive windows in their suite. As the train glides along the tracks, the family spends time just soaking in the vibrant tapestry of the Indian landscape. They watch these beautiful flowing rivers pass by, followed by quaint, super charming small villages. It's honestly like watching a live, high-definition documentary of the country right from the comfort of your plush bed.
But eventually, even princes and princesses want a bit of active entertainment. Which brings up a really great question. What do you actually do for fun on a moving palace, aside from just looking out the window? Well, the creators of the Maharajas Express actually thought of literally everything to ensure families have spaces to bond and play.
They head over to a dedicated activity coach. Yes, a whole entire section of the train dedicated purely to recreation. It's totally outfitted with comfortable tables and chairs and heavily stocked with board games. Gatu and Chinky spot a carom board, which is this beloved traditional tabletop game, and the whole family just gathers around for a really competitive, fun-filled match. It's such a beautifully simple, grounded family moment happening right smack in the middle of all this high-end luxury.
Section 5. A Starry Goodnight. Concluding the journey.
Let's move to the evening and see how this all builds. Because as dusk falls, the journey enters its final phase with a perfectly relaxing schedule. It starts off with a gentle little knock on the door from their butler, personally delivering refreshing evening tea and yummy cookies straight to their suite. Then, a couple of hours later, they are served a truly magnificent traditional veg thali for dinner. And finally, the evening naturally winds down with the family simply laying back and stargazing straight from their suite's giant bed.
I do want to highlight a really brilliant, practical little detail about that dinner service, though. When it came time to order the traditional veg thalis, the parents made a very smart call. They only ordered 2 thalis for the entire family of 4. Why? Well, because entirely true to the Maharaja theme, the royal portions on this train are absolutely massive. It was just a really great lesson in avoiding food waste while still getting to enjoy a royal feast to the absolute fullest.
So as the lights dim in the suite and the train rolls smoothly through the dark, Gatu looks out that giant panoramic window at the night sky and softly says, "This is my best train experience ever." Chinky completely agrees, honestly just wanting to stay awake and watch the stars all night long. It really perfectly captures the pure magic of the day. I mean, they came aboard as regular kids, lived a full 24 hours as literal royalty, and created a totally unforgettable memory.
Which brings me to you, our incredible viewers. We've explored the royal boarding, the 5-star suite, the multi-cuisine dining, and the scenic leisure activities. If you had 24 hours on the Maharajas Express, what would be your favorite part? Would you spend an hour just soaking in the bathtub, feast on some incredible Italian food in the Peacock Palace, or just kick back and gaze at the stars? Let that linger in your mind. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.
आपको हमारे वीडियोस पसंद आ रहे हैं, कार्टून वीडियोस और सॉन्ग आपको देखने में अच्छे लग रहे हैं तो चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करिएगा। और आपको भी घर बैठे वर्क फ्रॉम होम करके पैसे कमाने हैं तो हमारा कांटेक्ट करिएगा। यहाँ पे नंबर शो कर रहे हैं, वहाँ से आप हमसे व्हाट्सएप पे बात करके ऑनलाइन सीख के होम अर्निंग कर सकते हैं।